And a matter of fact, our first story kind of combines the two, art and artist, because we're talking about the Mississippi Art Colony. It's called Mississippi home for 70 years. Matter of fact, the Smithsonian Institute says the Mississippi Art Colony is the oldest artist-run art colony in the United States. And in our first story, we find out a little bit about how they got started.
This is one of the oldest art colonies in the nation, ran by artists, for artists. It's not a commercial venture. It is a venture that is put together by artists who are passionate about creating and coming together and sharing ideas. So it's inspirational, and I feed off of it every year because it becomes that time of the year where I can go and get away from everything and spend 5 days of concentrated work with other artists who are passionate about what they're doing.
It's like a family. It is what you make it. It's a retreat. It can be instructional, but it's definitely an experience unlike any other.
I find it very inspirational to be working with some of the best artists in Mississippi. I've met many artists over the years, Lila Perry, who was one of the founders, Malcolm Norwood, who always came, and I always gained knowledge from the instructors, and I've always gained knowledge from the individuals that were here participating, because they take you in, they nurture you, they're very giving.
It's that personal, it's that family you're joining, it's that power, it's that, that mutual love and support of each other. You know, the young artist coming to the seasoned veteran and saying, what is this all about, you know? And that sharing that makes it continue.
There's none as old, has been in existence as long as the Mississippi Art Colony, 70 years.
I think what impressed me about the early years was, one, the level of professionalism that was at the foundation. The level was the best of the best. Mildred Wolfe, Lila Perry, Bess Dawson, Marie Hull. These are all Mississippi artists, and these were all the original members.
Back when the colony first formed, it was 1949. That was the year I was born, actually. So what I remember of the colony, to go back step a little bit, Allison's Wells was inseparable from the history of the colony as it began. And the property of Allison's Wells, I think that had been a watering place, I think, from the early 1900s or even maybe before, I'm not even sure. So Hosford Fontaine, her maiden name was Latimer, and I think the property was in her family since 1903, and I think she had grown up there. She was a friend of my parents, and she had this idea of having an art colony there to add on to what was already a summer resort hotel. And so she was always in search of a new angle, and she thought of the art colony, which ended up being a great success.
I found it very interesting that here were two couples, the Wolfes and the Fontaines. Fontaines owned the hotel, Allison's Wells. And they said, wow, this would be a wonderful place for an artist retreat. I myself have said that about where I live, you know, and I thought, and I've often put myself back into that place thinking, what a giving thing to have that thought for the artists, and that it was so successful. And here we are 70 years later talking about them. Another thing that impressed me was their resiliency. You know, after the hotel burned, they didn't go, well, you know, it's done. We did what we could, and, you know, so be it. They stuck together and they supported each other and they found another place. So the resiliency and the desire to continue was impressive to me. And I think that speaks to Mississippi. You know, I think there's in many of our stories, I think that's a continuing thread, that resiliency, that hitching up the britches kind of thing. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly the number of years they were there, but the hotel burned. At that time, they moved to Stafford Springs, Mississippi, which is north of Laurel, located on Highway 11. This was in the early 60s, I believe. Highway 11 at that time was the main thoroughfare. The interstate did not exist. When they built the interstate, all the traffic that normally traveled Highway 11 and through Stafford Springs, which was a dude ranch, by the way, was, bypassed, and they closed the dude ranch. At which time the colony went to Laurel to the Pinehurst Hotel and painted outside in the alleyway and the parks around the area. Urban renewal came in and they tore the hotel down. They moved to Camp Henry S. Jacobs in Utica and have been there ever since.
What makes us unique is our longevity, yes, but also the fact that it's run strictly by the artists, all of which are volunteers. I felt that power of those original people, and I think it's still very, very much alive in the hearts of many people who go there and have been for 30, 40, 50 years.
Thanks for joining us. If you like what you see, subscribe to Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Till next time, I'll be seeing you on Mississippi Roads.